Welcome to Opposite Attractions, ladies and gentlemen, and Jim. They say it's your birthday, the special birthday. It's our 1-year anniversary.
Pretty close, anyway.
Yeah, and I am one of your hosts on this madcap adventure of dicks. I'm Scotty Moore. Joined as always by Jim Murphy.
Yes, I'm the taint, I think.
The dicks in the taint. Yeah, man, it's been a year of Disney.
We had a ball, but it was leaking, and they had to shut it down.
Yeah, unfortunately so. But yeah, it's been a fucking whole... I started to research what we're doing for this episode. I went back to, like, older episodes, and I swear I don't remember any of it. I'm like, I don't know what I was doing. I was saying words, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever said these words.
Yeah, you were an animatronic back then. We replaced you with a newer...
The new model. Oh my god, I'm hyphy. Apparently, you've got your Disney trip, and I'm trying my damnedest to save money so I can go in October, so I can finally do Not So Scary.
It's really weird that I'm looking at going next year with, like, a group of people, and even though I'm going to be at Disney every day, it actually seems like it's going to be cheaper if I would stay at Universal.
Yeah, that's legit.
That's really sad. But apparently they're building 2 hotels, like value-style hotels, that they're willing to basically take a loss on for like a decade because they want to, like, I guess, bankrupt every other hotel in the area.
Yeah. Well, see, with me, Universal is exponentially cheaper. Like, we broke it down, and I think it was for 3 or 4 days of park hoppers at Disney. For that price, you could get an annual pass to Universal. So you got 2 choices, buddy. Disney for 4 days, or go fuck yourself and just go to Universal all the time.
The only thing I'm worried about is the drive between the 2.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It really isn't.
I'm worried that by November of 2019 it will be because of construction.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm gonna get a pretty good look at that next week, so I'll be set up on that to know how bad it's gonna be.
But yes, also since it is our anniversary, it's now the first annual Oppie Awards, where we give a nice little countdown. We're gonna do it for our attractions, but also for Disney and Universal and that whole area. Of like a top 5, top 10 best things you've done there. I mean, would you like to start? Would you like me to start? Because we've made lists.
This isn't for the last year, right? Because while I have been there in the last year, I can't remember much from that trip specifically. But from like the 10 or 50 I've been there other times, I can kind of narrow it down.
With me, I did the top 5 new things. That way, if someone's listening and they're like, I'm going to Disney, what's new there? I don't want to be like, the fucking Haunted Mansion's cool, bro. Ever do that? Because that was one I did. I almost added the upgraded Pirates of the Caribbean, but it was not enough to break my top 5.
Well, yeah, go ahead and go.
Okay, I'll go first. Top 5, number 5 on my list is something that I've not done yet, but I know it will be the first fucking thing I do the minute I go there this October, if I do get a chance to go. And that's Chicken Guy.
Yes, I knew you were gonna go there.
I am so hypey to go to Chicken Guy and just try all of his delicious dips. Pray that one day the spirit of Fieri comes upon me and I get to see him. I just want the Chicken Guy, because like, anytime I go on vacation, I end up eating chicken strips the whole time anyway, so Guy was just like, excellent, you're gonna love my new joint. So that was number 5. Number 4 is, it's not something in the parks as much as something I had never done before, and that's rent a fucking car to drive around and just be able to dick around, like, Orlando. It's so nice, because I feel like when you have to Uber, which is what I have to do usually, or when you have to like take buses, you feel like I don't think I've done enough to be able to leave this park. Not done it to spend $20, but it feels nice to just be able to be like, fuck y'all, I'm out. I'm gone.
That is the other thing I'm worried about, like staying at Universal and going to Disney, is how often we're just kind of like, let's go back to the room for a while.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like a 40-minute drive really just like, oh, it just feels wrong.
Nah, just load up some podcasts. That's what I did. Like I did a show called Wonderful on BS, which was me just talking about my Disney trip. Half of it was me just being like, I love Orlando traffic, and I wasn't being sarcastic. I was like, I fucking love being stuck and listening to Griffin McElroy talk about Bud Light Lime for an hour. Number 3 on my list, I wanted to pick a bar, because one day, like, we almost bar hopped through Disney Springs. We went to, what's, like, the barbecue joint that's down there?
At Disney Springs?
Yeah, it's like a pseudo...
The Polite Pig?
No, not the Polite Pig. It's something else. It's like a Southern home cooking thing.
Oh, that Chef Art Smith's Homecoming?
Yeah,
Is it
Homecoming.
That one?
Yeah, that place was very good. They had a nice, like, sweet tea moonshine. I remember going to Splitsville for the first time. That was very nice. But, Jim, I settled on one place and one place only, and that's the Edison. God bless the Edison. God bless the leather and tweed. My favorite beverage to ever grace my lips. I loved it. The ambiance is great. The bartenders are fantastic. So, for number 3, I've got the Edison. Number 2... I don't know if you can still get it. I think it is just, like, was an exclusive thing for the Incredibles, like, summer party. And that's the Miss Incredible stretch burger, which was
that just ended, I think, like, yesterday or 2 days ago or something.
Jim, this motherfucker was a burger where they just thought, let's just make it nasty. Let's just put some garlic, some mozzarella sticks, and just wreck your entire insides. And it was fantastic. It's so good, I would argue that I wouldn't be surprised if there was like an online following of people begging them to bring it back at this point. That's how good it was. And then, of course, well, hold on. Before we get to number 1, of all this, I do have a dishonorable mention of something new at the parks. And that's Fast and Furious fucking Supercharged. I've already talked about it enough, but y'all know, fuck that ride. It was garbage, and Universal, get your screen rides together, and if they want tips on screen rides, they can look to my number 1 best new thing I've experienced in the parks, and that is Avatar Flight of Passage. Oh, fuck. It is so good. It was so good that when I talked to my Disney contact about getting a comp and shit like that, I was like, hold on now. Am I allowed to make fast passes with these comps, or do I have to wait until I get them? She's like, no, you can make them whenever. I'm like, good, because I'm a fucking ride the shit out of Flight of Passage. I don't care what I have to. I'll kill someone if I get to ride that thing again. It was a beautiful, exciting, it was exhilarating, and brought my life together, Jim. I loved it. So that's my top 5. That's my top 5 new Disney experiences of the year. Top that, bitch.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if there is that much new stuff that I did last time that I hadn't done before.
Yeah.
I mean, Pandora was pretty damn amazing.
Well, see, with me, like, the environment of Pandora is all right, but it wasn't Harry Potter levels of overwhelming.
That blueberry dessert, though.
Oh, that's
I'd probably
some
kill
good
somebody
shit.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one. See, I did get to ride a bunch of stuff, so also off of this list was Test Track, because I was like, no, I'm not gonna ride waiting in a line for a fucking hour to go kinda fast for a few minutes. Alright, I give you the table.
I'm trying to look through my list of things, because like I said, I was just thinking of like, just experiences I've had in general, but like not something I can really tell people to do. Like, some of them I can, but like just experiences I've had as a person that likes Disney a lot and like kind of studied the place for like the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Until I worked there, I didn't know there was tunnels under Epcot. I don't know why I didn't know that, but like going down there, it's like, wow, it's a crappy little cement block tunnel, but it was still like, wow, I didn't know this was here. This is pretty crazy. But
so you heard it here first, folks. If you're going to Disney World, go underneath Epcot.
Yeah. No, this is what I'm going to tell people to do. You got to drink Beverly.
It's the best.
It is. It is absolutely the best. And Pandora would probably be in the thing. Like, I just like Disney doesn't really have a space like that. I mean, they're going to next year.
Yeah.
But, like, that was the first thing they've ever built where it was, like, really, really, like, you did feel like you were in a completely other place. And it kind of messed with me a little bit. A couple years ago, I ate at Be Our Guest. And if you've never done that, that's pretty intense.
How was the gray stuff?
I didn't get the gray stuff,
Fuck
sadly.
you, Jim. You're supposed to say
sorry.
It's delicious.
I'm
and
sorry.
Then don't believe me, ask the dishes.
I'm sorry. I didn't fall right into that. It was a softball and it hit me in the face.
Yeah.
But just, that's one of those things where you're kind of like, oh, that's kind of neat or whatever. But it's very similar to like the first time you walk into the park and like see the castle. Like, nothing can really prepare you for, like, walking in that restaurant and seeing those, like, big windows and the fake snow and everything, because it really kind of messes with your head a little bit.
I was fixing to say, you were talking about Pandora being the only place. I'd argue the Be Our Guest restaurant is also very, very transportative.
I didn't get to walk around the whole restaurant. Like, I feel like I should have done that. But literally our table was, like you walk inside the door and walk through that little tunnel.
Yeah.
And, like, the second you walked into the main room...
That's
like,
where you were?
If you literally, like, stuck your arm to the left, you would have hit me in the face.
So remember like, that, ladies and gentlemen. As you enter Be Our Guest, stick out your hand and punch Jim in the face.
Let's see. I don't really have much... Like, there's things that I like that are, like, my favorite things, like, my favorite weird things.
Yeah.
Like, watching people that don't know what the Jungle Cruise is ride it.
Oh, yeah, that's so good.
Like, either like, they're just like, oh, it's a little boat ride or whatever, and then the second the jokes start, and they're like, why is this idiot telling bad jokes?
Yeah.
It does take, like, a good third to half of the ride to understand that it's... like, supposed to be that way.
Yeah, I remembered my first time, and with me, I just like dad jokes, so I was like, we've got the best skipper ever, and then as it went on, I was like, oh, they're supposed to do this, okay.
Seeing Space Mountain with the lights on, that's always fun if you get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else.
Okay.
Weird. Like I said, I've had really weird experiences at Disney.
Yeah.
I
think any super fan has had that. Like, I remember, I wasn't part of this, but I went on a Diamond Club retreat with all of the Diamond Club people to Disney once, and apparently right before they got to Magic Kingdom, they rode on one of the ferries, and they just started fucking chanting the name of the skipper of the boat over and over again, staring at him through the window. So yeah, the more you go to Disney, the weirder it gets, I think.
Yeah, my whole thing now is if I can make a cast member happy, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's my shit. I love that.
But like, let's see. Like, I'm trying to remember even the things I did last time I went that was like I'd never done it before, and most of them involve food.
Yeah.
So it's like I ate at the Pepper Market, which is no longer called that, apparently, as of, like, 2 days ago. Trying to think what else I did. The Food and Wine Festival, like, I did a lot of stuff there that, like, I really wouldn't normally eat. But yeah, it's like mostly what I go to Disney now for is the food.
Okay.
Just like how you go for alcohol.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay, we've got our Disney stuff down, but we need to move on to us because we're what fucking matters, Jim. And what I love is going back into those older episodes before you put the title of what the ride was in. I kind of just wrote down a general idea, and one of my favorite was when I wrote down, a little spoiler alert, your llama ride is on here. But when I wrote it down, I wrote down the words llama attraction, which is just the name of my first erotica novel. Llama attraction. But yeah, let's get into it. Top 10 best rides that we've made so far. Number 10 is, I don't remember the name of it, but your nuts ride, the shooting nuts ride. Were you a squirrel? I can't remember it.
The name of the squirrel was Dee, and we were trying to save her nuts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I always love a good Buzz Lightyear, so anytime you bring that up, I'm like, hell yes, let's go, dude. Number 9 is my meme ride. I cannot remember the name of a lot of these. I don't remember the names of them, but my meme ride where I got I just love the fact that you got to fucking dab and control which way. You're like left, right.
I forgot about that. I was going back through the list too, and I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, the meme ride is definitely one of my favorites. Number 8. And I think I like this one because it was the first time me and you ever kind of worked together on accident, and that was the weenie for the for Vista, and that was our giant drop ride where you got to control when the other people dropped. I really loved that concept. It wasn't funny. It was just like this is a good ride.
That is sort of my job.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at.
Number 7 is Flight of the Unicorn. I can't say no to Flight. It's also because it's the only ride that we've made that I actually tried to build. Because I at the beginning of last season, I tried to make a Minecraft map of my theme park, and the only one I actually built was Flight of the Unicorn. So I have this secret kind of love of getting to go down into Ratfink's lair and then getting saved by a mystical unicorn. And so I really liked Flight of the Unicorn. Number 6. I tried to pick just one per episode, but both of our jungle rides were so fucking good. What was it? Jim's apparently
Jungle Jim's apparently amazing adventures.
Yeah, and then the Jungle Booze. Both of those were just so just so perfect in both capturing the idea of a jungle ride while also simultaneously getting fucked up by both of us. Number 5, and I forgot I did this one, was Footloose. Like, there were a lot of rides where I was like, oh yeah, I did do that. And the one that was essentially just the plot of Footloose, but a theme park ride, I loved it a lot. Number 4 was the Story of Scotland, my nighttime show, because I can't say no to me riding on a giant unicorn while AC/DC blares in the background. And then, of course, some good Lin-Manuel Miranda musical action at the beginning of it. So I loved that one. Number 3 is The Devil's Swing. I loved The Devil's Swing. Because I think this was the first time where I just made a ride that I was like, I want to ride this. I want to go ride this creepy-ass, almost Fallout New Vegas-ass ride where you end up in a completely different section of the park and in a really cool dive bar kind of area. And it's also where the fuck beast known as Postmortem Jukebox is born. Number 2, and I can't remember the name of it, is of course the llama ride. Because it was the first time where Jim turned into Scotty for an episode. Because most of your rides were just like, and then there's gonna be a roller coaster section. It's gonna be pretty exciting. And this time you're just like, it's a fucking llama and it's on fire. Suck a dick. It's great. And I was like, oh, he's learning. He's learning that we're not actually making this theme park. And then number one, above all, best thing that I ever created in 5 minutes after I woke up from a fever dream. Juicy fucking peaches. The first ride that ever got merch. Good old Juicy Peaches. The ride where all the water smelled like peach juice. It took you across the park into multiple areas. There was fire. There was a flamboyant superhero. It's everything I could have ever wanted. And then, hold on, I do have some honorable mentions. My Golden Girls superhero ride was on there.
I forgot about that too. Oh, man.
Millennial Mountain was on here. The superhero ride that was like the sorting hat and would determine what your superpowers were, that was another one that I had on my list, but not enough to crack the top 10. So that's my top 10 favorite rides we've made so far. Of course, dominated by the one and only Juicy fucking Peaches. I want to apologize because I forgot what most of your rides were, so I was like, I'll just do a lot of mine, I guess. I'm sorry, Jim.
Well, I just did like a top 5 of each of us to kind of be
nice,
fair and even and stuff, and because most of mine stink. Yeah. So I don't know how I guess I can go back and forth.
Okay.
But, so, do you want me to start with mine or with yours?
Start with yours.
Okay, so, at 5, I had, the Jungle Ride 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought that was silly. For mine, it was my Jungle Ride. For number 5 for yours, I had your Southern Mythology Escape Room.
Oh, hell yeah, Southern Mythology was my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's something that needs to be workshopped into merch somehow.
Oh, yeah. No, because I'm actually using that as a brand name if I ever open, like, a vape shop or something, and I'm gonna make it into a book eventually as well. So don't you worry, Southern Mythology will live on.
So, number 4, for mine, I had the llama, of course.
Hell yes, Flaming Llama of Doom.
And then for yours, I had Kevin Bacon, the alien.
Oh, so Footloose. Footloose the fucking...
Yeah, the Footloose.
With Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, I love that a lot. I was going back through the episodes, and I'm like, why does this one have a lot of downloads? Oh, and I clicked on it, I'm like, oh yes, that's why.
That's why. It's because Kevin Bacon brought them to us.
Number 3, I had my Hyperion ride.
I did
the
think
window,
about
the window to the future.
Yeah, I thought about adding that one because that Dr. Robotnik Hyperion you came up with was dope as shit.
On your side, I had the gift shop ride from Apex.
Which one was that one?
That was the one where you said it was kind of like the sorting hat sort of a situation.
Oh, yeah,
where you get in and it tells you basically what you should buy when you get off the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
It points you in what direction of what aisle you need to go to.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of, like, the idea of, like, basically building in commercialism into your ride is a very Disney thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, I like that, because, like, I've seen only 2 of the multiple Harry Potter films, and fucking, I own so much Slytherin merch, just because it's something I feel proud of. So if we're able to take someone on that ride and be like, you are a fire wizard, and then people are like, fuck yeah, I'm a fire wizard, I'm gonna buy all the fire wizard shit. Hell yeah.
Let's see, so I'm at
You're on to 2 now, I believe.
I'm on to 2. So, for my number 2, I actually picked the Spirit of Entertainment. The Carousel of Progress with the Marx Brothers.
Oh, that's right. That one was very, very good.
And really, it wasn't supposed to be the Marx Brothers, but it turned into it, and I like it and appreciate it.
What? It was because I was just quietly like, Jim, is it the Marx Brothers? Jim, is it Jim? Marx Brothers? Jim, please, Marx Brothers.
Rick, can we vape?
Rick, can we vape?
On your side, at number 2, I had Juicy Peaches.
Hell yes, baby!
So it was number 2 on mine.
Juicy Peaches dominant!
Number 1 for mine, I did have the download.
Yes.
Drop ride.
The download was very good.
With the restaurant at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Where old women could just look at people on roller coasters and be like,
scream.
Fuck that old man!
And I think this actually is probably my overall number 1 is the dinosaur karaoke.
Yes! Hell yes! I contemplated putting him on there as well. The Tyrannosaurus sax. Oh.
It really doesn't make a lot of sense logistically.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of this show, it's pretty much perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might also have bias because you do own the I defeated the Tyrannosaurus sax shirt.
I defeat him every night in my dreams.
Available at merch.aloadofpurebs.com. Yeah, those are all really good. There was another one of yours, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of your early ones for Versus, and it was the cartoon that you made up with Taco Cat. That almost made its way onto my list as well.
Yeah, all the palindrome animal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that one was fun for me to go back and listen to all those older episodes, and by older episodes, I do mean quickly listening to them at work and being like, "What the fuck did we talk about? What is this?" And like, I think we're gonna try to move closer to what we were when we started, which was, let's talk about Disney for like 5 minutes and then spend the rest of the episode bullshitting about the parks. Because that's really what I think that'd be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I have ideas for what I think next season should be. I have a few.
Okay, that's
I'm not going to talk about them now. I will wait 2 weeks.
Well, Jim, now that we've reached the end of this year, I want to give you one last off the top of your head ranking, and that is rank the parks.
Oh, I think Vista's number 1, sadly.
Really?
Yeah, I think Vista's my favorite.
Okay.
I think in terms of like, could it be pulled off? Slightly changed. I think that Versus would work better. Mm-hmm. But I think I like Vista more. Okay.
See, with me, mine at number 3, Vista's actually my number 3. It wasn't my least favorite. It was such a specific idea that it was a lot harder every week to try to come up with something. And I feel like that kind of crushed our creativity at points. Number 2 is, of course, Apex, because fuck yes, superheroes. And just every week you're getting the opportunity to make another weird-ass superhero. And then number 1 was Versus, because Versus was the first time where you were just like, get off the leash, Scotty! Make some weird shit! So, yeah, that's probably my ranking, is Versus was my number 1.
If I keep working on this game I'm developing, I actually think I'm going to use Apex and Vista as 2 of the things. I haven't figured out a third one yet.
A fucking Versus. I do love the fact that there is a new Versus shirt that I made where it's just got one hand holding a sword and then the other hand just with a bottle of like beer on the other side.
Yeah, I didn't know what the sword had to do with my side.
It was just like, because like Versus, you think a fight, so you brought a sword, obviously, and I'm just showing up with a bottle of beer. That's why that happened. But yeah, Jim, it's been a year. Do you have anything to say to the people?
No.
Fuck you, that's what I have to say.
I'm amazed that it made it a year, quite frankly.
I'm shocked we've made 3 whole theme parks at this point, and no one's come and been like, stop. Just quit it. Don't do this anymore. But it's been a ride, but we're gonna keep on trucking. Except for next week, because Jim's gonna be at Disney, so
I'm gonna be trucking.
There will be little to no trucking on the op-ed, so make sure to check us out in 2 weeks for the return, the debut of Season 4 of Opposite Attractions. But until then, Jim, where can they find you on the motherfucking internet?
On the internet, I am apparently smart on Twitter, but you will not be able to find me much there. You will be able to find me at the Magic Kingdom.
Yep. And you can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo. That's ScottyMo. And make sure to buy all my books on Amazon, the Queasel Corp Trilogy, and BS versus the Gods. And then, of course, make sure if you want to, instead of reading them, if you want to listen to them, you can by going to audibletrial.com/BS Network. Pick up a free 30-day trial of Audible, and you can get a free copy of any of my books. It supports us. You get a free thing. Come on, guys. It just makes sense. So check that out. Check out all the other shows at a load of pure BS.com, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure to check out all the older seasons at opposite-attractions.com. And remember, you can find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP for one more year?